Hey there, Wolverine fans. This is Phil Kane, your host of the Wolverine Fan Therapy Podcast. My thought for today is, this is what I really think happened at Ohio State and to Ohio State fans. I believe that Ohio State football paid its players under the table for decades, which gave them a huge, unfair advantage against Big Ten teams, allowing them to dominate the conference for years. And then Ohio State hired one of the most decadent, corrupt coaches in NCAA history in Urban Meyer. And Urban Meyer took the paying of players to the next level. Effectively, Ohio State and Urban Meyer bought multiple Big Ten championships for the Buckeyes. Before, of course, he left after yet another OSU scandal. Scandal seems to always follow Urban Meyer, as Coach Jim Harbaugh said. And then Ohio State fans, accustomed to having much more talent than the rest of the teams in the Big Ten, because, hey, when you buy the best recruits, you're going to have the best teams and you're going to have the best results on the field. Because of that, Ohio State fans assumed that they owned the Big Ten Conference and basically treated it as a piece of property. Ohio State fans never really thought that any other Big Ten team would be able to match their firepower on the field for obvious reasons, right? I mean, as we say, when you buy the best recruits and pay the best players and take a win-at-any-cost attitude, well, you're going to win against less talented opponents. So no Ohio State fans really believed that this would ever change, since they would always do whatever it took to win. If you talk to them, they'll tell you this. Like Michigan and the rest of the Big Ten, you weren't even relevant. We weren't really competing with you. We were competing for national championships. We were competing with Clemson and Alabama and Georgia, etc. But then Michigan brought in NFL coaching talent and player development. And over the course of 8 painful years under Jim Harbaugh, it took a whole lot of effort. But Michigan finally got the formula right and began to produce just as much talent and just as many NFL prospects as Ohio State. But Michigan did it all with an actual team mentality and with more toughness. Also, Michigan was able to do this without blatantly buying this talent. They did it through hard work and determination. Ohio State fans, having severe cognitive dissonance, just have not been able to accept that Michigan is actually better than they are on the field. And like spoiled children who have always gotten their way, Ohio State fans have been throwing a massive, uncontrolled temper tantrum. So they created this fantasy world where Michigan must have cheated to get better. In psychology, this is called projecting, when you accuse someone of doing the very thing that you are actually guilty of doing. Ohio State is really the football program that cheats, not Michigan. But try to convince an Ohio State fan of that. It must be cheating. There's no way Michigan could have actually won fair and square. Well, I guess we're going to find out this Saturday if they're right. But if Michigan beats Ohio State fair and square for a 3rd consecutive season, boy, is that Ohio State fans going to go into full meltdown mode. I, for one, I can't wait to find out.